Good morning, everyone. Hi, Vanessa. I'm going to be sharing my screen, so I will be turning off my video so that you can see what I am sharing. I'm going to give a few minutes here for others to get in.
Good morning.
Good morning. Just giving a few minutes here for a few others to join us. Going to sometimes I have trouble with my emails going out, so I like to give just a few extra minutes. Here we go. Our topic today is on content curation and planning. Pretty much anybody that has a business that is online has to do some sort of content curation and planning the type of content that they're going to share via social media or on their blog or however they're going to share that content with their readers, their viewers, their audience. So we are going to talk about how to curate that, how to plan it, how to use it most effectively. So here's what we're going to cover today. We're going to talk about what exactly is content curation, what is content marketing, why is content marketing so important? Because basically when you're putting content out there, you are marketing content, whether you realize it or not. You're not necessarily maybe selling content, but you are marketing content, either your own content or someone else's content. We're going to cover content curation tools that are available, both free and paid. We're going to cover effective content sharing strategies, and we're going to cover content planning and calendars. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. So what exactly is content curation? And I went and did a search for this, and the definition of content curation is actually the act of discovering, gathering, and presenting digital content that surrounds specific subject matter. So many virtual assistants do this for their business clients, or if you're like me and you're a one-person band and you're doing everything yourself, you do this for yourself. So you're actually doing the content curation part all on your own. You're coming up with the content that you're going to share. If that means you're going to write it yourself, then you're coming up with a plan of when you're going to write that. You're coming up with the topics that you're going to write on. You are coming up with content calendars and planning all of that, when you're going to put it out on your social media, when you're going to put it on your blog, all of those different things. So that is what content curation actually is. Now, when we talk about content marketing, marketing is a little bit different than the curation process. Content marketing is a type of marketing that involves the creation and sharing of online material. So when we talk about sharing, we're using social media, we're using blogs, we're using communities. So that could be forums, that could be Facebook groups, that could be on your blog, that could be your newsletter, all those different things. So social media is an integral part of content marketing because it is so widely used. And your sharing of online material, and that can be videos, blogs, social media posts. It does not explicitly promote a brand, but it is intended to stimulate interest in its products or services. So that might be I guess you're not exactly promoting a brand here, but you are in a way giving exposure to other brands as well as your own brand if you're using other people's content. So why is content marketing so important? It helps spread the word about your business and what you do. So depending on what type of content you put out there. It also creates awareness of the brands around you and your partnership with them. As a blogger, you can partner with other bloggers to help them gain exposure. So if you have a large following on your social media, we're going to talk about ways to do that a little bit later. And it helps increase your followers when you're sharing helpful, insightful, valuable content with them. Personally, this is one way that I have gained a lot of followers on Twitter, is just being able to share valuable content, things that are helpful. And it's not even necessarily been my own content. It's been things that I've curated from around the web that are helpful articles for business owners. Since that's what I do, is I help business owners. So you're adding value to your readers' lives, and that's what we want to do with our content. That's the whole purpose of content marketing, is being able to add value to your readers' lives, to your followers' lives. So now we're going to talk about curation tools. And probably one of the top ones that I'm going to say is out there is Pinterest. If you are not on Pinterest, I highly suggest that you get on Pinterest. Now, I have had Pinterest forever. I'm a Pinterest addict. I have a business Pinterest and I have a personal Pinterest, and I'm actually getting onto my personal Pinterest now. I have a larger following on my personal than I do my business, because I just recently started my business Pinterest. But Pinterest is basically a place where you can go and pin different articles from all around the web. You can pin infographics. You can pin graphics from around the web. I believe that Facebook is one site that you cannot pin from. I'm not sure about Instagram. I think I have seen some pins from Instagram, so you may be able to pin from there. So you can even create boards of quotes that you like from other people. One thing that I will say, and I've been looking into this myself, is be careful about sharing other people's content. When you are curating content, you want to be careful about copying and pasting someone else's graphics, because you can easily get sued for doing this, because it's an infringement of copyright laws. Once someone creates a graphic, for instance, Marketing Solved here has an infographic on 50 marketing habits. So say I were to share that graphic to my social media, I might, tag them in it, let them know, hey, I'm sharing your content, but I'm not giving a link back to that actual article. Or I might have a link back to it. It all depends on the people that have put it out there, whether they want their content shared that way. A lot of times, the authors don't mind if you're sharing it. But just be very aware of sharing other people's graphics. If you have a working relationship with someone who you really like their graphics, get some permission first. A simple email, and then make sure that you save that email stating that you had the permission to share those graphics. So back to using Pinterest. You can click on any one of these pins and they're going to bring up, unless they've been uploaded by users and not connected to any article, you're going to be able to click on them. So here's 6 powerful reasons to use PayPal for business. So if I wanted to share this on my social media, all I would need to do is click this pin, and it's going to pop up in another window with that URL at the top here in this address bar. And I can copy that and paste it right into my social media, and there I have content. I'm just going to make sure that I tag where it came from. So down here, underneath of this pin, it's going to say article from. And then a lot of times if you start to type this, like on Facebook or even Twitter, a page is going to pop up or a user is going to pop up, and you're going to be able to tag that person. And we're going to talk about how that impacts the followers that you have on your social media a little bit later. So Pinterest is probably one of the most widely used content curation tools that are out there. The next one is Facebook pages and Facebook groups. There are actually groups out there that have to do with content. You can join them. People sharing different content that they've written that they don't mind you sharing. There are articles out there that are free to use on blogs. Just be careful with that as well. Make sure that you don't need a link back to the author of those articles. But Facebook pages are awesome. I use those personally in my own business. So getting on top sites, for me, that would be sites like Entrepreneur, Inc., and you can tag those sites. So what I mean by tagging those sites, when we talk about tagging a site, it means that those followers of that person's site are going to be able to see what you posted. So it's also grabbing the followers from that person's site, and they're going to be able to see what you share. So it's also a way that you can gain followers, gain viewers for your content. Paper.ly. This is a newer one to me. I do have a couple of these, and I had a paid subscription to it and then decided that I wanted to go in a different direction. However, you can do a free paper, and you can do as many of these as you want on all different topics, and it curates articles from around the web for you. You can have it come out daily. I'm not sure, you might even be able to have it come out more than once a day. I'm not sure. But paper.ly collects articles from all over the place. I have a couple of different ones. There is one that is on small business. There is one that is on time management. There's one that's on productivity tools. So you can just type in, you can create a paper and type in, let's see, I'll show you here. I'll do the small business daily. And then you can go from there and click on those and be able to share that content. And this is all based off of whether you want to share someone else's content or not. If you don't, that's fine. You can share your own content, create your own content to share. What this does is it just comes up with, you can do headlines. Here it has business. So all of the headlines that have to do with business. These are all different articles from everywhere. This one's from Inc.com. Here's one from Entrepreneur.com, Mashable.com, Social Media Examiner, which is an awesome site, I will say. That would be one of the ones that you might want to write down to use for content marketing. If you do anything with social media. So this is a really good free tool that you can use. You can do a paid subscription, which means that you can embed this paper onto your website. You can create a newsletter with it and have it go out to followers, however you want to do that, but you don't have to. You can use it as a free tool. So that's paper.ly, and that's all the web address is paper.ly. And there's also Twitter. Twitter is very, very, very fast moving. I have gotten on Twitter and just watched how fast the updates come in. And it's unbelievable how fast people are tweeting things out there, because there's only 140 characters allowed. So, and people are putting articles out there all the time. Typing in hashtags will allow you, say if you go over to Twitter, you can type in whatever it is you're looking for. If you're looking for a craft or do it yourself, you can type in a hashtag and it will bring up everything that has, every post that has been tagged with that hashtag, which will allow you to then curate content from that hashtag and that subject. So there again, that's another free tool that you can use just with social media. So if you wanted to look up, and it's going to take a little bit of time because I'm using a lot of CPU on my computer. But if you go up here in the search bar and just type in a hashtag, it will bring up a whole list of different things that you can do. And then just hit enter and it should bring up a list. Yes. See here, it'll give you top news. I'm not sure how well you're able to see this because I've got it minimized here. So it has all these people, and if you want to follow people, like this is a content marketing thing, you can just follow them right there. There's different sites that you can then visit from there to see what they have to share. But that is a pretty awesome tool, just right within Twitter. And you can actually do that right from Hootsuite as well, which was one of the social media automation tools that we talked about in a previous coaching session. Another fun tool that I have found is issue.com. I just recently published my very first magazine on issue.com, and it's free to do that, and it's free to view other magazines. You can clip articles from issue.com, and then you can they have all different, and it's basically just web magazines is all it is. So if you think about using like Kindle magazines, a lot of times I'll get like Simple and Delicious from Taste of Home. This is a lot like that. Basically, people publish these magazines that are on here. They have a lot of different, you can look up all different subjects, business related, anything you want. You can see here they've got Tupperware, they've got Pampered Chef, all kind of different things here. Style and fashion, education, health and fitness, just all different subjects. So I highly recommend using Issue as a content curation tool. You may even be able to, if you are into making graphics for your social media, you could come up with quotes from those articles from top people that are in those magazines. Coaches, business coaches that are in there. If you're into style and fashion, you could come up with quotes from fashion designers that are in there, tips from fashion designers that are in those magazines, all different things that you can come up with. Education tips, health and fitness tips. It's just about, my creative mind right now is just going crazy. As a creative person, as a creative business owner, my mind just goes nuts at times with all of the different ideas that are out there. WordPress Reader is another tool that you can use if you have WordPress. Another tool, if you don't have WordPress, you can use Blogger, which is a Google tool. I have Blogger as well because I had a previous blog on there. WordPress Reader allows you to create lists, and I'm not sure if I can get to it just by WordPress.com. I should have tried this before. Just wanted to show you real quick. I like to be able to show people how things, how you can find the things as I'm going through these slides, because I'm a visual person. I like to be shown things, so that's just how I teach. Yes, so here is WordPress Reader. So you can see all of the sites that you followed here, but then along the side, when it comes up here, along the side, there should be a list, and I bet it's not going to bring it up because it's too tiny. Yes, here it is. So I can see my list, I can see my tags, I can add to those tags if I want to. So I can just add a tag. So here are some of the tags that I follow. And then for each of those tags, it'll bring up articles over here that are on different WordPress hosted blogs. So then you can curate information from there, and you can actually take these. A lot of times they will have a button. If you're on WordPress, there's a button that says press it, I think, and you can write a response to that. So it's a way of gaining gaining content for your own blog and getting ideas of things to write. If you have trouble writing for your own blog, like I do, for some reason, that's just one of the things that I dread doing. I don't know why I do, but I do. So WordPress Reader, it's an awesome tool. All you have to do is go to wordpress.com. If you have WordPress, if you use a WordPress site or you have a WordPress account, you can use WordPress Reader as a curation tool. Snip.it. Now this is one that I have not used. So this is new to me. And it's going to give me a search. It is. There is another one called scoop.it as well. For some reason, that other one was bringing up a and this is sort of like a web clipper. You can go and if there's blogs that you follow or you do certain searches, you can there's an extension that you can get on Chrome that will allow you, basically it's called Scoop It. You just hit the button and it automatically adds it to a list. So you can sign up for free right there. I do believe that this one, I want to say that you have a free trial period and then it's a paid subscription. Now Hootsuite allows you to use scoop.it as well. There are tools within there. I was thinking I was on this site, so we're just going to check real quick. We've got a few minutes. Are there any questions that you have so far? Nope, I guess I'm not. So basically this just let me do that. So there is Scoop It. Let's see. Okay. Now we're going to talk about effective content sharing. We've already talked a little bit about if you're using Facebook, you need to be tagging the pages that you're curating content from. And I'm going to show you on my own Facebook page how I've done that. Or how you can do that. It's really, really easy to do. And especially now that you can use like the @ symbol, you can just put @ in there and start typing the page that you're wanting to tag. And I'll show you a few quick tips here to look for. So when you go to someone's business page, up here in the top, you're going to see their profile picture. And then below that, you're going to see their business name. And then there's a little link underneath of that has an @ sign. and you can see that it says at iPlanner and Company. So if someone wanted to tag my business page, my computer's being slow, so it's making all this crazy stuff come up here. So if somebody wanted to tag my business page, they're gonna put at iPlanner and Company, and then it should pop up to let them tag my page. And it's still doing this. So when you're creating a status update, you're going to go right here. And if I wanted to tag a page such as entrepreneur, all I would do is I would type in the @ sign and just start typing the word. And it should start bringing up. Maybe. There we go. It's going to bring up a list of pages that have that word. So you're going to choose from that list the page that you're curating content from. So if it's from Entrepreneur, there's an article from Entrepreneur that you're sharing on your page. You can write via @Entrepreneur and then just hit that page, and it's going to bring up right here. It's going to bring up that page name. What that does is it allows the people that have liked that page to see that you've shared that content, and it's going to get more viewers to your content, as well as the page managers for that page. They're going to be able to see that you shared their content. So it gains exposure for you as well. And I recommend doing that with some of those top pages as well as smaller pages. So if you have friends that have business blogs, this is a great tool to use between your friends to help them gain exposure as well as yourself, because you're gaining the exposure to their followers and they're gaining exposure from your followers. So it's kind of like a double exposure tool right there. That's one of the things that I do with my clients as a virtual assistant. One of the things that I've learned as a virtual assistant to do. So another tool that you can do is tag top influencers on Twitter if you're using their content. So all you do with that is you're gonna use their Twitter handle. So once again, you're going to use that @ symbol. If I were on Twitter here, I would just put @ and then use whatever entrepreneur's Twitter handle is. And you can look that up really easy on Twitter as well. You can use that search bar. Also, using hashtags is a key. So you can use hashtags on Instagram, you can use hashtags on Facebook, you can use hashtags on Twitter. Those are 3 of the top. I don't think Pinterest. I don't think they work on Pinterest. Those would be more like your keywords with Pinterest. So more of the SEO, the search engine optimization, because that's basically what Pinterest is it's a search engine system. But here on Facebook, if you're trying to reach people that have a small business, you might want to put the hashtag small business, right into your post. So that allows you then, once someone would search for, say, that hashtag or search for that term, your post is going to come up in the search results because you've hashtagged it with that term. And it automatically, when you put that hashtag and then put all of the words together, it automatically puts a hashtag in there so that when you post that, it becomes a link. And people can actually click on that, and then it'll take them to a page that has all the results of that hashtag on there. So other people may have used that hashtag. It'll bring up their results as well. Same thing with Twitter. That's how, when I searched for that one hashtag a little bit ago, it brought up the list of everybody that's used that hashtag, recent things, not so recent things, live, whatever is being posted right then. So hashtags are your friends. I know when hashtags first come out, they were a bit annoying, but now that I am in business, they have become my friends. So I use them quite frequently. Another thing to do, and I know that this graphic is a little bit fuzzy, but check out how many times per day you should be posting to social media. This is going to help your content sharing become effective. Because if you're not sharing enough, it's going to look like your page isn't that active, and people are going to come in and be like, oh, you know, they're not that active, and they're not going to come back. So you're going to lose followers. And make sure that you're posting during the optimal times. So you can find this pretty much anywhere. If you use Pinterest, do a Pinterest search on social media, you do social media management, and it'll bring up a graphic similar to this one. And you can find that as well. And that way you can get, and you can also see this under the insights on your Facebook page. If you have a Facebook page, and if you don't, I highly recommend getting one. If you go to insights on your Facebook page, you will be able to see what the optimal times are for you to be posting on your Facebook page, because that will tell you when your fans are online, what time that they're online the most, like when they're viewing your content the most. That will allow you to be able to see when the best times are for you to be scheduling posts to go out. So that means it'll be the times that your content is going to be able to be viewed. You can take a look at that. I think it's on page views. So when you go into your insights on the back side of your page, and this is also going to tell you kind of some demographics on your viewers. So you're going to get an idea of who your target market is by looking at this. So you can look at your age and gender, because when people sign up for a Facebook account, it asks them for that. So that's how they get that information. So this is telling you like what the top sources are, where your viewers are coming from. Let's see. Under reach. So this is going to tell you the number of posts and like how many, where it was, you know, how many people viewed what you shared. This is going to show the reactions to those, comments, shares, likes, all of those actions. And total reach. And I don't know why I am not finding what I want here. But it's under people. Yes. So this shows you the demographics behind your page. So here you can see that 87% of my fans are women, which is my target market. I don't exclude men from my marketing, but I market to women mainly. So then you can see how many women were reached with my information. Then down here you can see where they were. So you can see that most of my fans were reached within the US. Most of them were English speaking, but then you can also see that there were others as well. There's Portuguese, Danish, French. I find all of this stuff very fascinating, that I've got people, in France. So here it's going to show how many people, the percentage of people that were engaged with my site. So 94% of the people that engaged with my site were women. Only 6% of them were men. So that's going to show you a little bit about that. Here it is. Under posts is going to show you when your fans are online. And you can go right through the days right here, Sunday through Saturday, and be able to see the peak times when your fans are online. So that's going to allow you to market your content during the peak times when the most fans are online. So I'm going to click out of that. All right. So check the back end of your sites for analytics to ensure that you're posting during the optimal times, which is what we just did with the Facebook. I'm not sure about Twitter. I have not done too much with the back end of Twitter analytics, but there are analytics behind that. You can see daily times. I believe along the side of mine it has a little area where you can see the times of day, between the times of day, like 5 to 9 or 7 to 9, something like that, when the most links were clicked or tweets were engaged with. So that is something to be checked out. Any questions? I didn't hear that, sorry.
I said no, but I'm really enjoying your call.
Good. All right, so we're going to talk about content planning and calendars. This is the last section in today's call. And I've just really been getting into, I love planners. I'm a big planner junkie, I guess you could say. I use Google Calendar quite a bit, and I've started using IFTTT, which is if this then that, which integrates with Google Calendar. However, I still like the old-fashioned paper and pen. I'm not entirely, virtual, I guess you could say. So here are some free things that I've put up here. I'm also working on one myself that is also a book, but it's not ready yet. But CoSchedule has a free template that you can download. And it will bring up this that says get co-schedule for 14 days. Just scroll down and it will bring you to a free template download. I believe co-schedule is a little bit pricey. So if you're, and not that that's a bad thing, a lot of times the paid things are very, very helpful. And have a lot of awesome tools. So I have the paid version of Hootsuite right now, and I like it. So here are some ideas that they have with it. They've got monthly sheets. They've got idea worksheets. So kind of like a brainstorming, well, it says right there, keep the worksheet handy for brainstorming sessions. So kind of an idea. Here's an annual calendar. So if you have a theme for each month of the year, you can write that in and then go from there with your idea planning. You can have an idea worksheet for each month of the year if you want. You could print as many of those as you want. Here's a monthly calendar, and these are undated, so you could reuse them, write in pencil if you want. And right there's the link to download it. So that is a free one. And then co-schedule allows you to actually like plug in this stuff. So this is kind of the back end screenshot of co-schedule. So it allows you to see what you're posting when. So Curata is another one that's available. And Curata, this one is actually a whole list of different, and I can actually, I'm going to put this, oops, this popped up here. Don't want that. I'm going to put this link into the chat so you can copy and paste from there to your computer. It'll make it a little easier because I don't think you can copy and paste from my slides. But so this has a whole different list of different editorial calendars that you can use. The Curata actually has its own platform that you can use. There's Excel spreadsheets. I like to use Google Docs a lot, and I do that. I have one set up both for social media and for my blog. HubSpot has another one as well. Convince and Convert has another one. There are several blogs out there. Miranda Nemias has one that's pretty cool. Let me get that link too. I did an interview with her for the magazine that I just put out. There's that link. And that's a free download that she has, which I thought the one that she has, I absolutely love it. So there's a lot of different pretty cool editorial calendars here. And editorial can be anything. It can be for social media. It can be for blogs. All content marketing. All different ways to set it up. Days of the week. Here, this one is color-coded. So you can see what's planned, what's pending, what's been approved, what's already been out. Maybe you have some tweets that were, I use Social Oomph for Twitter automation so that My marketing is always going out. I don't have to worry about it. I set it on automation, and it automatically just shoots tweets out for me. This one looks like it has more to do with sales, which, you know, if we're in business, we're all dealing with sales, so that might be a good idea as well. Here is one that actually has, you can put the publish date, your subject, the working title, focus keywords, so this would be a good idea for SEO. Your key elements, so if you need a graphic to go along with it, or you're wanting to put a printable in there, you could even put a tweet in here if you have like click to tweet or anything like that within your blog. And of course, then there's Google Sheets as well, which is, Google Sheets is free. So if you don't have Excel, you can use Google Sheets, and that's right online, or you can get Open Office as well. That is a free thing. There are WordPress plugins, which is another one that we were going to talk about. Oops, went too far. If you're blogging, WordPress has several editorial calendar plugins that you can use. So right here, it's Edit Flow is one of the plugins that they use. You don't have to use that one. Here's one that's an editorial calendar. I believe this is the one that I have on my site. You can just basically drag and drop drafts that you have, so you can kind of look if you put a quick draft in, so you have a title, and maybe just some ideas that you want to write for that. You can drag and drop it so you know where you're going to have it posted. Here are some PDFs, and it actually has CoSchedule right in there, so it's all together. But that is that link. Calendar Labs. Now this one, it is not necessarily for content marketing. Calendar Labs is basically just blank calendars, all different kinds. You can get to create any kind of planner that you want. Any kind of printable planner that you want to make, you can make. And I went ahead and put that link in there. So it has PDF calendars, Excel calendars, all different photo calendars, all different designs, so you don't have to do it yourself. Now, creative that I am, I like to design this kind of stuff, so I tend to get into that, and then I get myself in trouble, especially with my business coach. So that is kind of the ideas that I have along content planning and calendars. And like I said, there are many, many, many different bloggers out there that often put out free downloads that you can get. If one of those does not work for you, or you can always come up with your own as well. I recommend coming up with a system that's going to keep you consistent. That's one of the most important things with content sharing, is being consistent. Always making sure that you've got consistent content that's going out, because that lets your followers know, your readers know that you're active. So that is actually the end of what I have to share today. Here are the different ways that you can connect with me. I am on the web at iPlannerandCompany.com. I'm on Facebook. I am on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, and you can connect with me on email. And my office phone number is there at the bottom. I'm on Pinterest as well. I just didn't put the link in there, both personal and business. So I have that, and another link I did not put in there was to womanbossmag.com. That's a new site that I just started, and it is all about things to do for women bosses. And it is a collaborative effort with other women bosses as well. So I've got different people writing on there, social media, time management, motivational articles, different things like that. So, and you can grab a copy of the magazine on there, and that's all free stuff. So, any questions before we close down?
No, thank you so much. I truly said yes to myself today because I thought of a million things I could be doing because my day starts at 9. But you know what? I'm on Central Time. I thought, you know what? She's in the group. I'm going to support her. So no, I'm glad I was here. Thank you.
Good. Well, I'm glad you came, Vanessa. I appreciate it. And I hope it was very, very helpful for you. And I will see you in the group.
All righty. Have a great week.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.